So we've heard that they're going to stick by Mac Jones, Greg. Bill O'Brien said they're sticking with Mac Jones. The feel in the building, if you look at what people are saying, and maybe you have your own reporting on this, but there's been some things said today on X and on the air at 98.5 especially, that this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, Mac, we're going to start you this week, but make sure you have a good week of practice and don't screw things up on Sunday, because this is likely your last shot.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, look, when I was watching the film back, basically by like halftime, I was like, Mac's done. He's done. His confidence is shot. You could see some frustration on the part of his teammates. It seems like if he hasn't lost them, it's close. The guys and we heard them after the game, Hunter Henry, David Andrews, fellow captains, who, are shining a bright light at the turnovers. And you could see Hunter Henry react to the pick six where, he's putting his arms up in the air like, what the hell? I was open on the play. Like, what are you doing? We just talked about this. You're not going to, you said you weren't going to turn the ball over. We're not going to turn the ball over. And you give them another touchdown, and then, the fumble to start the second half, the pitch, it's bad. I mean, look, you can make the case. The Dallas game I somewhat excused, and we talked about it. Like, the pressure rate was so much, and he obviously got sped up from the strip sack. Starting with that, he didn't know what to do, and he was out of sorts, and that happens to every quarterback at some point in their career, especially young quarterbacks under a lot of pressure. So you could sort of be like, okay, that's a one-off. We haven't really seen Mac that way before, so they just need to figure out a way to settle him down, and maybe he'll be okay. That was not the case in this game. I wrote a column for BSJ where I went through multiple plays where I downgraded Mac. Even for example, the long pass connection that he had to Kendrick Bourne. Okay, I mean, it went for like 26 yards. He hit him in stride. It's nice, but the ball was up there forever. Like, you can't get away with that. It got away with it on that play, but it didn't need to be that way. His mechanics are still extremely sloppy. He wasn't quite going off the back foot as much. This time he was just throwing flat-footed. And there were times where he could drive the ball. I didn't think pressure rate was still above 40 in this game, but it didn't seem hopeless. He had opportunities to make plays in this game, or at least time to make plays, but he's not patient with the play developing. His timing is off, and to me, Nick, it's not just Jones, and that's why I'm okay with them sticking with him, because here's an example. Second play of the game, they come out. Ramondre Stevenson runs for I think 7 or 8 yards on the first play. They come out on the next play, and Juju Smith-Schuster runs a route that I'm not sure was correct. But more importantly, he's in the right slot. It's a typical Patriots route. Just, you've seen Wes Welker, you've seen Julian Edelman, you've seen Troy Brown. Haul ass up on the defensive back, and then all of a sudden turn around and you're available. And because you are a threat to go up the field, the guy has to back off a little bit. That's how you get separation. But what does Juju Smith-Schuster do? First of all, he cuts his route short. It's not timed up with the top of Mac's route, top of his drop. And he also came off the line like crap. And Tyrann Mathieu wasn't threatened at all. And in fact, he took a couple steps like he's going to jump it, which got Mac to flinch, to pump fake. And then he threw up top to Kendrick Bourne, incomplete. He wasn't that open. And it's just like, they can't even do simple stuff like that, Nick. And it's not just Mac Jones. It's the receivers. It's the lack of separation. It's how Bill O'Brien is stringing things along. There's a way to sort of give your quarterback breadcrumbs to gain their confidence back. And, let's run high percentage plays and get his feet under him. And they can't do any of that stuff right now. So, but as far as Mac, specifically about him keeping his job, from the people I've talked to and from my understanding, this is more about they don't have a good alternative. If if they had a guy ready to go that they felt good about, I think Mac would be out this week. But Bailey Zappi was worse than Mac was in this game. He's awful. He doesn't have a whole lot of support in the building. Will Greer, we don't know how much of the playbook he knows. Malik Cunningham is not a quarterback still. People got to stop bringing him up. He's not a quarterback. Bill O'Brien talked about it again today. So really, they had no choice. And I'm in favor of it. You know, you get one more shot. It's against the Raiders defense that they should be able to have more success against. The first 5 weeks, they've gone against a lot of really good pressure defenses that they couldn't block. It shouldn't be as much of an issue with this game outside of Max Crosby, but really, he should be on a short leash. Like, all right, you get one more chance, all right? And let's see what you do with it. And Max also got to earn back the trust of his teammates as well.
Ever wish you could navigate the betting field with the confidence of a pro? Enter Odds Are. They're not a sports book, but they're the sports betting advisor you've always needed. It's like having a playbook for smarter bets right in your pocket. I've been absolutely loving the experience, and I think you will too. Especially since Patriots Press Pass listeners get a 30-day free trial. Elevate your game day and join the smart betting revolution. Go get it at oddsr.com/presspass. That's oddsr.com/presspass.
The CLNS Media Network is powered by FanDuel. Sign up at FanDuel.com/Boston and get in on the action with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose.
I'm fine with him playing this weekend. I think if you sit Mac down, it's done, right? It's the end all be all to me. You can't sit him down. I don't think you can sit him down and then go back to him weeks later and play this in and out game. Like, once you make that call and once you sit your starting quarterback down and say, we don't trust you, it's over. It's donezo. Don't have much of an issue with him playing this week. You've got Buffalo and Miami after this weekend. So the idea of like playing Bailey Zappi so Matt can get his head right and then come back next week, what, against Buffalo? Now, Buffalo has 2 or 3 starters down for the rest of the year, so that defense is going to be impacted by that. But still, Buffalo is usually a boat race, and then you got Miami, down in Miami. You're going to have Max sit and come back against those 2 division rivals. You got to try to get him right. He's broken. Everybody sees it. He's broken. He knows it. Team knows it. Coaching staff knows it. I know it. You know it. The American people know it. He's broken. And this was the concern, Greg. The idea of not giving the quarterback enough. Like, to me, there's a clear through line of all of this. And I'm not trying to, there's differences between excuses and reasons. I've said it before, right? An excuse is I didn't get up for work in the morning because I'm a lazy ass. A reason is I couldn't go into work today because I have a fever and I feel like crap and I'm going to stay in for the day. There are reasons why Mac Jones got to be broken. No matter how even if you feel like at best he's an average quarterback, he's playing like the worst quarterback in football right now. Clear reasons why. There's the through line. Solid, hopeful rookie season. The Matt Patricia, Joe Judge thing last year. And then this debacle. And if you watched him against Philly, I remember posting on X at Nick C Radio, if you want to follow me, posting on X that day, man, the pocket movement by Mac has been tremendous in this game. Go back and watch that Eagles game. If you have it, if you have the ability to do it, go back and watch that Eagles game and see how many times Mac had to manipulate the pocket, east, west, north, south, get away from pressure and step up on the run and make throws. And he did that for the first couple of weeks. But inevitably, he's not that guy. He can't do it 17 games a year. He doesn't have that talent. He doesn't have that skill set. He's never had the skill set. He's a scheme quarterback. That's what he is. You need to surround him and give him an offensive line. So, yeah, he's broken. I think he got to the point of just being broken. Like, he doesn't trust, as Greg's saying, the footwork's all off. He's not seeing the field well. He's a guy playing with nobody that he trusts. And the one dude that he trusted in Jacoby Myers, again, had a great game last night for Vegas. This was inevitable, folks. Like, I'm sorry. unless you thought Mac Jones was a truly special quarterback, which I've never said, Greg's never said. I haven't heard anybody say that he's a special quarterback. Unless you thought he was able to overcome all of this, this was kind of the inevitable path. Greg and I have been talking about it for a year and a half. If you keep not setting this guy up to succeed, he's going to break.
With the busy fall season already in swing, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. Head to factormeals.com/PressPass50 and use code PressPass50 to get 50% off. That's code PressPass50 at factormeals.com/PressPass50 to get 50% off.